Moving Channel. Well, it's February 7th, 2016. It's about 43 degrees out here. And I thought it'd be a good evening to get the 1858 Remington out to shoot her for the first time. I've been waiting to shoot it. So I think it's about time. We're long overdue. A lot of guys have been asking about it and watching the video. Everybody's been liking it. I appreciate that. I appreciate all the support for the channel, all the new subscribers, all the current subscribers. Our YouTube family is growing by the day. That's great. Glad you guys like the videos and the content. Been working on getting some more gear for the equipment pile for the channel so we can make better videos. So let's get this bad boy out and load her up. Just wanted to show you guys this new holster. Fits really nice. If you guys have one of these guns or you're going to purchase one, you're looking for a holster for it, it is a Triple K brand. I believe this one came from Midway USA, but man, it's a nice holster. Needs broke in, but really nice. You guys remember this bad boy? 1858. The funny thing about this gun is it wasn't actually made in 1858. That's just when they applied for the patent on it. I believe they actually started production around 1866 on it, which is odd because usually the model, when they use a date like that for the model, it's usually the date they started production, like 1894, you know. But that's not the case with this gun. The only thing that really made it take off was the Colt plant actually burnt down during the war, Civil War that is, and well, they needed another gun to feed to the troops, so they started purchasing these Remingtons, and the guys actually turned out to like them a lot better from what I understand, because it was a more durable gun, easier to take apart, so they really caught on. And even after the war, a lot of guys were carrying these. And there were some modifications from this gun that were made, like a pocket pistol and a revolving carbine, revolving rifle actually. But that's a whole nother video there. So let's go ahead and get this thing loaded up and see if it can hit the paper or not. Alright. Like I said before, we're going to be using a GoX Triple FG 30 grain maximum. Now you can load a less load and you can play with it and you can see where it hits good, but you don't want to go over 30 grains in this. Now you never want to load directly out of this can. It's basically a bomb in your hand. If somehow you would spark or do something, you never want to pour directly out of this. You should always pour into a flask. And notice this is made out of brass, that way you don't have to worry about metal to metal contact. To measure your loads out, they make these nifty powder measurers that you can set at 30. Open her up, pour your powder in, and then pour it into the gun. They work really nice. They're brass also. It's hard to tell because they're so old or tarnished, but and they make cheap ones too, like this, that you can use. Just have the increment markings on it. So the easiest way for these pistols, if you're going to be shooting a 30 round charge, is to just use the spout on this. First thing you're going to want to do, cock the gun back so you can rotate the cylinder at half cock. You're going to want to start loading from this side, that way when you turn your cylinder you can line up your cylinder with your ram. So one other thing, these are the number 10 Remington percussion caps, as you can see. Sometimes these are kind of hard to find, so if you do decide you're gonna get into this, you should probably stock up on these. That way you have a couple hundred of them. That way when you need them, you have them. This gun in particular likes a number 10 percussion cap. There's other sizes, number 11. There's one between 10 and 11, so there's different sizes. So they're right there. Now we got a 30 grain load. So we'll go ahead and pour that in. Got these Wonder Wads out first. These are the Traditions Wonder Wads. This will help with the chain fire occurrence, and if you don't have these, you'll have to grease these cylinders because you got to really watch that chain fire thing. You do not want that to happen. So then we'll take one of our 44 caliber lead round bolts, start it in there by hand. Guess what would help if I had the cylinder in the right place. Spin it around. Drive it home. You always want to make sure that ball is driven all the way, because you do not want a void in there between the ball and the black powder, because it's basically like a miniature pipe bomb in there and it can explode and cause damage to the cylinder, so you got to really watch that. So I'm going to go ahead and load the rest of these chambers up, and we'll see what this thing can do. Something you always want to remember with these, you should usually only load 5 cylinders on it. See how I have a empty cylinder here. Load 1, skip 1, load 4, because that way you can drop your hammer on a dead cylinder. Or you want to be really careful and use these safety notches. That's what these notches are for. If you're at the range, it's fine to load 6 if you're going to be shooting it right away, but you want to be really careful of that. Right now the percussion caps aren't on, so it's pretty safe, but once those caps are on and that hammer's laying on a cylinder that's loaded, well, you can see what could happen, so you got to be really careful with that. So like I was saying before, never use modern smokeless powder in these. Always use a black powder charge. Do not go above 30 grains. Most of the time, you only want to load 5 cylinders with it, just to be safe. You can never be too safe with a firearm, and that's just it's just good practice. So now, this is the pain. Kind of the pain part is putting these bad boys on. They're so small, and if you got big sausage-like fingers like I do, they're hard. And I haven't found a capper that'll actually fit in there yet to cap these, so. Oh, there we go. Dropper. Especially when your fingers are cold, it's a little tough. There we go. You want to make sure that's fully seated on, push it on, it should have a good snug fit and not fall off. Works a lot better when it's not cold out and your fingers are working better. You can make these caps. I know there was a company, I don't think they make them anymore, but they were making a punch that you could punch caps out of old soda cans or pie tins, which is pretty neat. And I know there's guys that have videos on YouTube about making these and using roll caps inside of them and a little bit of fine powder to help ignite. A lot of guys started making them because of the shortage of these. For some reason it was getting hard to find these along the lines of ammo and everything else. So yeah, these things are tough. There we go. We have a loaded firearm now. It's hot. Notice the dead chamber there, so let's see what this thing can do, huh? Here we go. Maiden shot. There it is, fellas. The 1858 Remington. Boy, that's gonna be fun to shoot, I'll tell you what. I enjoyed that. Look how dirty it is. Just 5 shots though. Guess that's part of the fun though. Guess that's part of the fun. Well, it's definitely not on. The sights are way off. That's why I tried the two-hander on the last one. But that's why we got target sights. One clean cylinder. Click. You always want to check her out. So, well, I guess that's about it for this one. Just wanted to get the old Remington out, do part 2 of the video. She's all dirty now for the first time, so you guys got to shoot it with me. Actually didn't shoot too bad. They're all on the plate, so which is pretty good for out of the box. I wasn't expecting to hit the plate at all from back here. 25 yards, I'd say. I know that's close, but I wanted to make sure I put them in this dead stump here, and they weren't flying down over the hill. So, but I just wanted to thank everybody for following the channel. I want to thank all the new subscribers. You guys like this video, hit the thumbs up. Got any questions about the Remington Revolver? Leave a comment. I can't express enough though how careful you need to be with these things. They're relatively safe as long as you treat them the way they're supposed to be. No smokeless powder. Remember that. Always use black powder in these guns because they will explode. And there's videos on YouTube if you don't believe what I'm telling you. Trust me. You have to be very careful with them. And like I said before, you can play with the loads on them too. You know, you can go with, you can load a 10 grain load if you want. You know, if you have your boy or your daughter you want to let shoot, you don't have to load them up 30 grains. You can load them up less. They're probably not going to hit right where you have them sighted in for, but. And if you get the traditional model, you're not going to have these target sights anyhow like this. So you're just going to have a front iron sight, just like a standard. And a lot of the, like some of the other models, you actually used the top of the hammer that had a groove in them for a sight. So you can get these in the stainless with the target sights, and that's what I did. Like I said, I'll be shooting it. It's not a museum piece. It's a very neat piece, but it's a useful piece too. So I like to shoot the guns. I don't like just looking at them, and if I can't use them, there's not much point to them. So that's the way I look at it. So I guess we're gonna finish this one up here. Thank you guys as always for all the support. Channel's been growing. That's great. And I guess until next time, have a good evening.